doing? You coming up here to hang out with us?
You gonna be here Thursday?
No, I have a very important engagement on Thursday.
Yes.
I'm preparing to fight on Thursday.
But yeah, don't be nervous. Have fun.
Yeah, Magic is fun. As long as you're not trying to scumbag people, and you call out the people that are trying to scumbag you.
That happens way less than people say. Is this really zoomed out, or is it just me? I feel like we're way zoomed out here, but maybe that's just me.
Not compared to the previous match. I feel like it's
Pretty par.
I would love a tighter shot.
Yeah.
I prefer a tight shot so that I can see all the cards.
Yeah, a shot is one of the few things that I like better tight. Like a tight screw. I hate stripping screws. That's the worst feeling in the world, where it's just you turn the screwdriver and it's just peeling it.
Oh, the
And
worst.
you're just like, oh my god, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah, I have a preference towards a nice, narrow, tight shot.
Yeah.
So you can really focus on the things we're supposed to focus on. Andrew's focused on Mark's hand here.
So we've got a wild Nacatl, and another a very tightly packed hand.
The tightly packed hand.
That's something
Good
else I
grouping.
don't like tight,
Good grouping.
because I can't see. But it's tight. I'll give him credit. Credit where credit's due. He keeps a tight hand.
Yep.
We've chosen the Voice of Resurgence. I do see a Loxodon Smiter with the gap that the Voice of Resurgence has created.
So, all right. So we're a little unknown right now. I'm surprised Mark just didn't pass his hand face down to Andrew.
Right.
If he was really interested in keeping that information from
And so
us.
now we're dealing with a turn 2 3/3 attacker in all likelihood.
Yep.
Andrew with the Manamo tech that we saw from last week. That was
God, that was beautiful.
spicy.
And is that a okay? It's a
All right, the Fatal Push takes down the Wild Nacatl.
and
Andrew's going to have to be careful because he knows that there's a Smiter in Mark's hand.
yeah. So this
Future discard's much worse.
narrows down the Liliana plays. Liliana becomes not as good a card here. Here's a Jace.
Yeah, Jace is solid. I'd like to see this get bolted.
Lightning Helix, sure.
Even better.
So he basically gets the free fetch shock. No life total change. Yeah, helixing there is really important. Keeping that Jace inactive.
Yeah, the second that Jace loots, it's bad news.
Game over.
It's basically like draw 2.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's your graveyard's a resource, but in addition, you choose what goes into your graveyard. So it's basically putting the card that's dead in hand but live in the graveyard there, which is the equivalent of drawing a card, and you actually get to draw a card.
Yeah.
Pretty strong.
So you know what I'm seeing not a lot of in this new Ixalan set?
Yeah.
There's not a lot of raw card advantage.
Okay.
I think Pull from Eternities is probably the only one that's gonna be left in Standard where you can just get more cards.
Okay.
There's a lot of incremental advantage coming up. I think there's gonna be a lot of grindy Standard games.
That's where I shine.
Do you shine?
Is just grind them out.
Shine bright like a diamond?
I do. And much like a diamond, I perform best under pressure. Praise Keck911. Thanks for the follow. I don't agree with your message, but I will fight to the death for your right to say it.
I don't know where that came from, but here we are advocating free speech.
Here we are.
I concur.
All right,
you know?
so Andrew's hand is land, double Orzhov, Ghost Dad, Dealy Guy.
So he's going to come down here with...
I always get that and the other Ghost Dad confused. The other Ghost Dad's actual Ghost Dad, and that's Ghost Council of Orzhova.
Yeah.
This one is Obzedat, the Ghost Council.
Right. So you have two dads. And you're
Yeah, my
confused
two
by it.
dads. Can we put both of those in the deck and just call it my two dads?
You can build that deck.
I don't think those two cards go very well together, but
It sounds like the theme for a great commander deck.
yeah, if they had partner,
Oh man,
we'll rat it. It's a ratted to have partner.
can we find? Can we just? Can't we just name the bros
My two dads.
my two dads?
We could, but I don't think it doesn't. It works on one level, which is great,
Right.
but it doesn't work on the other level that both cards have been called Ghost Dad in their lifetimes.
You're right.
This Obsidian looks like meeting a path, although I don't see the path yet.
Oh, audible into an island here.
Where'd that path go?
I don't know. You got me looking at everybody's basics now. You got me thinking about my own basics.
You better be basic self-conscious. Why is it the 3 die at the top? Is that keeping track of?
No,
There's the path, finally. Look, I'm just a little confused here. We went on a little bit of tangent, so it's kind of my fault.
Yeah, we were not we're not on the same page there.
I think we're on the same page. I think it's just the wrong page.
All right, so we have several large men on the board.
That's how I like 'em.
Smiter's a 4/4. It looks like Knight of the Reliquary is at least a 5/5.
1, 2, 3. I believe he is also a 6/6.
He's a 6/6, potentially a 7 with the Windswept Heath in play.
True.
And this is a big deal.
Yeah, we're attacking for a lot here.
That makes 11. That cleans up in 2 turns.
Cleans
Mark?
up in 2 turns, regardless of whether he pops this fetch.
Right,
or
right. The fetch is relevant.
Just having a 5/5 makes him clean up in 2 turns. Although he is playing bolts and helixes, so every bit of damage here does help.
Sure.
If we can get this attack up to 12, that would be a not small deal. Neo Knight 1373. Thank you for the follow. Always nice to get the viewership of the 650-year-old people.
See what you did there?
Do you?
Yeah, you took the numbers at the end of his name as the year he was born.
Yeah.
Very funny.
Oh, wow. We've opted to not attack with this Knight of the Reliquary in standard Naya Pacifier fashion.
Jeez.
I think he's just trying to slow roll a
So-
Bojuka Bog to be safe.
What? Does he really have a Bojuka Bog in the main deck?
I would assume so.
I'm gonna be I'll spit if he has a Bojuka Bog in the main deck.
Look, man. If are you gonna put it in the side? You have a sideboard Bojuka Bog.
Yes, that's reasonable.
How is a main deck Bojuka Bog not reasonable?
Because the deck has like 1,000 colored mana requirements.
1,000, and it looks like this Obzot's gonna get the path, and we're not gonna get to see that Bojuka Bog out of the board, or out of the main rather. We'll ask Mark in between rounds,
So here's my problem, guys.
and then
Here's
we'll
my-
have him save the spit until the next round, if it is the case.
Here's my issue. So if Mark just attacks with both there
Yeah.
and doesn't commit anything else to the board, he can win the game the same way just by pathing whatever Andrew plays.
Unless it's like an Iona on white,
Sure.
which is a very real thing to come out of this deck. Like, I'm not just...
So Mark would have to or Andrew would have to gifts for Gory, you know what I mean, set it up, right? Because he was
Kind
only on
of.
5 lands.
Yeah, I mean, so he had 2 cards in hand. If it's like Collective Brutality, Iona, and you draw like the Gorios, or the Gorios doesn't do it actually, but you'd have to draw the thingy dealy,
Right.
the whole thingy dealy,
The Unburial Rights.
the Unburial Rights. Bog is not unreasonable. Game 1, Houston Norton. You have to respect the graveyard decks.
But my point is that like Andrew has to have has to go through an extraordinary measure to get past to create a play that beats your Path to Exile.
I would agree that not attacking was incorrect there, but I'm just saying that could very well be the reason he didn't attack, is he was respecting Andrew's ability to win out of nowhere. And I'm assuming he knows Andrew's list, but if he doesn't, I mean, a Grizzlebrand, Gorya's Vengeance out of the yard is just
You have Path to Exile
game
in hand.
over. Game over.
You have Path to Exile in hand. It literally doesn't matter.
Game.
Like he puts
over.
Grizzlebrand into play, and you're like, all right, Path to Exile it.
It's like
you
draw 7 cards.
No, he was at
then kill
16.
you.
He was at 16 minus 11 or something.
We don't know how much it was.
He was going to be at less than.
I'm going to assume it wasn't
a
11.
very low life.
I'm going to assume it was less than 9.
I'm going to assume it
And
was
so he
less
could
than
draw
less than
7 cards.
Furthermore, committing more things to the board just walks you into
Path or Wrath.
right.
I mean, look, man, I'm not arguing on that front. I'm just giving you some reasonable doubt as to what Mark could have been thinking when he didn't attack. I mean, he names the deck Naya Pacifier for a reason.
Didn't you name the deck that?
Maybe.
We'll have to go back and listen to the tape.
No, I definitely named it Naya Pacifier because of one time we had him on stream and he just didn't attack. Similar to that, but that time there was no Bojuka Bog defense.
Yeah, so in the sideboarding, I think Bojuka Bog comes in.
I think it was in already.
I think you have however many Loxodon Smiters you can muster coming in.
I think 4 in the main already.
Okay. Then I'm pretty happy. I don't see anything else I really can imagine I need to take out.
I want to bring in... He probably runs 2 Skoos main, 1 in the board. I would probably bring in the 3rd Skoos.
Okay.
If I have any other graveyard hate, I'd probably bring it in. He might run Grafdigger's Cage.
I would cut some of
Doesn't
the
seem unreasonable.
I would cut some of the bigger drops for more 2-drops if I could get them. Like I'm assuming he's on the full set of Voice of Resurgence.
Yeah, I don't think there's any other 2-drops he can bring in short of like an extra Scavenging Ooze.
Yeah, sure.
Like I don't think he has this just sideboard that's full of Goblin Pikers or something like that. But you never know.
You don't. You never do.
You never know. Isn't there a card that's literally called Pacifist or something Pacifist? From Visions?
I think
maybe
it's from Weatherlight.
Weatherlight.
It has cumulative upkeep of 1 on a white.
It might be Mirage, actually. Peacekeeper, that's what it is.
Peacekeeper.
Let's see what Peacekeeper was originally from.
The art on that card is sick.
Peacekeeper is from Weatherlight.
Okay.
Not reprinted in a modern legal set, unfortunately.
Do you know what card from that block I would love to see reprinted in modern legal set?
Peacekeeper?
Elephant Grass.
Oh god, that would be way too good.
No, Elephant Grass would be so much fun.
Who thinks like propaganda effects are fun? There's nothing fun about that.
Well, I don't know. Here we go. So, Andrew on the play this time.
Andrew on the play could be pretty good.
Yeah, being a
he needs to not get Helix pathed out of the game. Like, Mark having 3 removal spells is a bit unreasonable.
Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, you assume he's in game 1. He's got 4 Bolt, 4 Helix, 4 Path.
I think that would be a bold assumption that he has 12 removal spells in his aggro deck.
It's not an aggro deck.
Well, you got me there. But even 12 removal spells in a control deck is a bit extreme.
Oh man, we see Ojutai going to the bottom. It's
No.
not the time for the...
So, for those of you who weren't here last week, shame on you, but welcome. I'm a forgiving host. We saw Andrew play Ojutai with...
Dragonlord Ojutai.
Dragonlord Ojutai with Manamo. And win the game through it. It was pretty nice. Getting to untap your Ojutai when you attack in response to any removal. Or even to block a guy.
The whole thing's very nice.
The whole thing's very nice. What's nice for Mark is he's got to untap with this Noble Hierarch. He's got to feel good about that. Is that a Mariki Reaper?
What?
I believe that Andrew Teft is running a Mariki Reaperette.
I don't even know what that card does.
This is an old school Commander favorite.
What?
Here we go. Mariki Reaperette. It costs Esper mana, so
Where's
white,
our spotter
blue,
at?
black.
We gotta pull this up for the kids at home. Oh, is this one of those purple shifted cards?
Oh, it's a purple shifted card.
So these Time Spiral had a bunch of cards in it. There was like an additional card in every pack that had a purple set symbol, and it was just like an off the wall card from like the old times of Magic.
They were really fun when you drafted. So it starts with Merieke is the first name, if you want to pull it up. This is a spicy one for this deck.
This is not a card I would bring in against this Zoo deck.
You wouldn't bring in a Mariki? Come on.
No, I would bring in like a Threads of Disloyalty maybe. Or does that look at the creature's power?
Probably looks at the creature's power.
Okay.
That is 100% a Mariki Reburit. That is not a Mariki. What
Nope.
are you doing?
Well, it looks like we got a Mookow.
This is not the card we're looking for at all.
Nope, that was a Siege Rhino card with a Mookow picture.
All right, so we've hit the path on the Aven Mind Sensor, as we definitely don't want to have to gifts through a Mind Sensor here.
And doesn't look like Mark got a mountain. It looks like you got a forest.
Interesting.
I wonder if that speaks to a lack of basic mountain or...
All right, listen up, Spotter Monkey. This is do or die. I'm going to need some Mariki Re.
I believe in you, Matt.
You can do this. This is the most important thing you've done on this stream
Yeah.
in the history of this stream, is pulling up this Mariki Re Barrette.
All right.
3 mana. We've got a Scavenging Ooze eating something, I assume. Why do we pay 3 for that? Oh, did we wait till the upkeep to hit the Mind Sensor? That
Yeah,
makes sense.
I think that's what
Oh, no.
happened.
That does not what happened. We just added a Wild Nikado to the board as well.
So Mark's going to go for the fetch now. So timing your fetches is kind of important because if your opponent can respond while your fetch lands in the graveyard before you get your land
you
into
just
play.
Don't get your green mana. That's
Yeah.
a huge deal.
And then it can end up that you you don't get to do the thing you intended on doing.
So I think we've got to go for the Throw in Hand. We definitely need to get rid of the Scavenging Ooze, but that's one way to do it. Mariki rejoins the fray. I'm sorry that you guys at home can't see this card.
We've got a reader.
It is a beaut. So it's a legendary human. It's a 1/1 for 3 mana. It doesn't untap during your untap step, and you can tap it to gain control of target creature as long as you control it.
Right.
It also just gets bolted.
Yes, it just dies to all the lightning bolts.
Every lightning bolt.
Dies to Go for the Throat, Fatal Push, Path to Exile.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
It just,
Why do we go for the throating? We're playing a Naya deck.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just naming all the removal that gets played in.
Nice try, Spider Monkey.
You had your moment. You had one shot to seize everything you ever wanted. And you let it slip.
You let it slip.
All right, so let's see.
So Mark's got it interesting. It's a Hushwing Gryff.
A Hushwing Gryff. So this prevents, comes into play abilities of creatures.
Yeah,
it also
it's
has Flash. So
it's a nice little torpor orb.
Acts like a little bit of a counter spell to maybe Andrew's.
And if Andrew has a removal spell in hand and opted instead to cast this Mariki, it was a huge mistake. You definitely want to kill the Scavenger Ooze when you have it, because you have 2 gifts in hands, and you really need to hit those gifts in order to win here. You're already under the gun.
Wait a minute. You're telling me that casting a 3-mana 1/1 with an ability that requires it to stay in play was a bad thing to try and do in Modern?
No, I think it's a solid sideboard choice here, honestly.
You're a maniac.
So he's going to have removal, and you have a limited number of targets for it. So there's a pretty solid assumption that he's going to board some amount of removal out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little bit safer in that regard. Plus, it means that with every removal spell he spends on a Mariki Rebarret, he's not going to be able to spend it on a Jace, or vice versa.
Alright, so here's a Fatal Push in hand. A Jace, couple...
We definitely just need to push this Scavenging Ooze.
Alright, well here's a Siege Rhino.
There she is.
There's our girl.
There's that girl.
Look at the majestic purple robes.
Yeah, she is nothing if not majestic.
Is this a card you've commanded with?
I have not personally had Mariki Re as a commander, but I have played Mariki Re in Commander.
Okay.
She's pretty good.
Noted.
Noted. So I think it's pretty solid here because you get to take your opponent's best creature, A, and you're going to trade it off.
Uh-huh.
And it's fine. Then you can Goryo's it back. Instant speed, steal something, block with it. Easy peasy.
Easy game.
Welcome to the world of Manamo.
I'm into it.
So we can
God,
untap it with
Manamo,
Manamo. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Feels good.
So yeah, I guess that card's a little deeper than I thought it was.
There's some levels.
But it's
Oh man, Mark firing up the manland. This is bad news for Andrew.
Yeah. I think Mark realizes that he has to end these games fairly quickly.
Yeah. Mike 04086. Thanks for the follow. So do you think this is the year that he was born, or is he the 4086th iteration of Mark?
He might just be that Mark on Twitch. He might just Mark's 04081 through 0408.
What username would you like?
5.
Mark N+1, please. So 3 mana. Lingering Souls.
Okay, this is going to prolong the game a little bit here.
It gives him a little bit of action here. I mean, not a lot, honestly. If Mark has any
real
bolt.
problem is that he needs to hit every land drop for like the first 6 turns.
The first 4 for sure. Being stuck on 3 is awful. Getting to that 4th makes it so much better. He definitely should not be outdrawn on land from a pacifier deck, but
yeah, and it's just such a huge thing on. Okay, he's gonna path one of these guys. see,
dangerous situation for Mark here.
In my mind, having that as a requirement is such a humongous deck building constraint.
Yeah, it's a constraint
that that you can't.
No answers. He's dead. So there you go.
Like, I think that's a bigger constraint than like a Valakut deck has to play X number of mountains. Like,
yeah, but the Valakut deck also has to get to 7 land.
Well, no, but my point is that like it not only affects your mana base, but you have to play cards. I don't think 4 Serum Visions is enough to ensure.
Well, you can't play 5, so
concur.
It's got to be.
But I would play like 1 or 2 Sleight of Hands.
You have Jaces as well.
Yeah, I mean, how often are those gonna? You know what I mean? Like, I want more.
We all want more. So the deck plays 23 lands, which is enough to reasonably hit 4 on turn 4.
Okay.
And that's all you really need.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
If you can get 4 on turn 4, you can fire up a Gifts. By then, you're usually being attacked down to like single digits, but not dead. And then if you untap after a Gifts, you just kind of win.
I like the idea. I like his gumption. I like that he's pounding away at it. He's working hard at making this thing a real viable deck.
Yeah.
I just want to see him turn some W's.
I want to see him turn some Marikis.
Sideways?
Yes.
To gain control of creatures?
Yeah.
Well, I suggest you head back to the commander tables, because that's the only place that's a viable strategy.
Well, I think you are dead wrong there. I do not concur. Do not concur.
All right, well, that's what we got for you this round.
Yeah, we'll be back for an exciting round 3 here in about 20-25 minutes. Until then, take her easy.